6, 7, 8 years, I think. And then my neighbor had an old 911.
Okay.
I think it's 71 or something. And yeah, he took me for a drive, and I fell in love. Said, okay, I had a little bit of money on the side, and I bought my first Porsche again, which was not a red one, but Burgundy. It's called Burgundy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a beautiful color. And it was inside also Burgundy, so it was a little bit of porn. So it's a great car. It's 3.2 Carrera.
Okay.
I love the car. Love the car, and I never looked back.
Yeah, that was gonna say that's what helped you fall in love, huh?
Yeah, and the fun thing for me overall those years, because you say you had 27 Porsches, it's true. Because I always have 2, maximum 3 cars. But if I want another one, I have to sell one.
Yeah, like we talked about the other night.
Yeah,
so it's like it's that many because other ones are leaving to get another one in.
I don't have the funds to keep them all.
Yeah, so we all wish we could keep them all, though, right?
So no, I'm not sure about that, because I think if you have all the money in the world, I think it's boring. You see a car, you just, okay, take it. And if I want a car, I have to start being creative. Yep. I have to sell one.
Yeah, how am I going to make this work?
How am I? So.
But you made a good point too. Not to interrupt. Like last night when we talked offline a little bit, like, and I really like the theory, and this is why I want to touch on it. And for a lot of listeners that are listening, that they are chasing so many other 911s and multiple 911s, you made a good point. You're like, I think you really need one. Yeah. And you spend all your time with the one. And then if you're ready to, and then when you're ready to get another one, you get rid of that one, and then you get the other one.
You're back on the hunt. You're looking for the car.
You're back on the hunt.
Exactly.
But then you're dedicated to the car, so it's your everything.
Absolutely. I have the same with photography. We had the discussion. If you have a camera and you have 15 lenses, you struggle which one to choose. If you have only one lens, you just go out and shoot. You make nice pictures. I have a friend in Germany, Rudiger Achtrud. He has one car. It's a white car full of stickers. Maybe you know the guy.
Yeah, I've seen the car.
It's full of stickers. Beautiful, lovely guy. He has one car, and he drives the shit out of this car, like every day.
Yeah.
Or every opportunity he's got, he drives his car.
And that's the way it should be.
And I think he has the most fun. All of us.
Yeah.
Because he has one car and he says, okay, one key and it's
one worry. That's it.
And
he's spending the most time behind the wheel.
He's spending the most time behind the wheel.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just like I've seen, you do your midnight drives, or when you have an opportunity to drive, and like we all have the same thing. And I think what connects us to the Porsche, I think for us too, is the passion of driving. I mean, don't get me wrong, they look beautiful sitting still, but for me, I can't speak for you, but it's the thrill of driving the car. Yeah. That's when it's the best for me.
Yeah, so that is, for you guys, a little bit different, because you live in a country where, especially in Miami or LA, the sun is shining like every day. Yeah. For us in Belgium, we have like
the winter.
Yeah, we have like, let's say 3-4 months where you can drive the car, and when it's sunny, it has to be in a weekend.
Yeah.
Because you cannot take the day off because of the sun.
Exactly.
And you cannot call your boss and say, okay. So
I remember you saying you're like sitting in your living room, and then the sun comes out. You have to stop what you're doing, run out to the car, go drive it, come back when the sun goes away. Yeah. I'm lucky. I do what I do, so I can drive whenever I want and work more or less whenever I want. So that's the fun part. But other than that, in Europe, it's a little bit tricky to drive an old-timer on a daily basis. It's possible, let's say, from a 3.2 Carrera or a 964 is a good car but the old ones, to be honest, pain in the ass. Yeah.
You have to drive them in the winter time. It's
brutal, huh?
Yeah, it's freezing cold. The heater most of the time is not working.
Yeah.
So at least my cars, they never do.
So as far as, black and white, what kind of made you decide, I want my books to be in black and white as opposed to color? What made that decision for you? Have you always shot in black and white? Maybe fill us in with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying I never shoot in color, but for me, it just doesn't work in color. I have really difficulty to frame it the way I want, to see it the way I want. I also shoot everything analog, which limits me to only 36 pictures or 16 pictures when I shoot medium format on one roll of film. So
you don't overdo it? No.
When I have, mostly for my book, what I do, when I shoot 35mm with Leica, I shoot 2 rolls of film, which is 72 pictures only. And I have to end up with between 8 and 10 good pictures.
Got it.
So when I shoot medium format, I shoot 2-3 rolls, which is 3 times 16 is 48 pictures. It's not that much. And I think I always come up with 8 to 10 good pictures. If I shoot digital, I shoot 500 pictures.
And then you got to go through it.
And I don't arrive to end up with 10 good ones.
Yeah.
Because I just click because I think it's digital, and it's a different workflow. Analog is slower, but it keeps me in the flow. When I shoot digital, it doesn't keep me in the flow because I have the tendency to, every time I click, to look at my screen and to see if it's okay. So
I see.
For me, it's a different ball game.
Okay.
But you have photographers, beautiful stuff in color, but it's just not for me.
For me, being just a fan, and I don't have an artist eye like you, but just looking at your books and the way you've put them together, for me, looking aesthetically at the black and white, from my preference and like the way I look at it, it's less distracting, so it almost kind of gives a presence. When I look at the picture, I can see, it's as strange as it sounds, I can see more detail without having the color distracting it. Does that make sense to you as an artist?
Like focused on what the subject
because what
is,
exactly like when you take a picture of the person with the car, and I look at the way the guy's hair's combed instead of the red car behind him, or I look at the wall, or like so.
Color for me, it's too much. And it gets me, I don't know, it's too much.
I see more human elements, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at when you take your pictures with especially of the individuals, and I see them and I'm like, oh, hey, look at, that's a cool shirt that guy was wearing, or that was a...
and I think it's black and white, I think it's timeless.
I agree, 100%.
It is timeless. If you 100%. See the pictures from the 70s, the 80s, we always say, oh, they look good. It's
I agree, and prime example, when we were at the Brumos collection, you were there. All of the art on the walls is black and white, and it looks stuff, doesn't it look amazing?
It looks amazing. It looks amazing.
It's just one of those things. I agree with you with black and white. It's just something about where it strips away a lot of the stuff where it's just kind of like, all right, here it is.
The only thing for people doesn't matter, but for cars. People show up with a car and they're so proud, and they say, "Hey, it's a Cassie's car." It's a beautiful color.
They're like, it really pops in the sun. You're like, it doesn't matter.
It will be some
shade of gray.
A shade of gray. I don't know which one, but it will be a shade of gray. So that's the only thing for my books. When you shoot cars, it's a little bit of a pity if you don't see the color.
Okay.
So. But still, I think it's timeless. Yeah.